Thank you for listening to Depictions Media Radio.
Thank you for calling Rogers. All of our representatives are assisting other callers. Rather than wait on hold, we can call you back when your call is next to be answered. Between 1 hour and 35 minutes and 2 hours and 22 minutes from now, you will not lose your place in line if you choose to use this service. To receive a callback, press 1. To remain on hold, press 3. Please enter your area code and phone number. Your phone number has been recorded as 778389698. If this is correct, press 1. To re-enter, press. Please speak your full name at the tone. Press any key to end recording.
Michael.
You will receive a callback between.
Welcome back, everyone. Of course, I'm your host, Michael Clogs, and what I'm about to share with you is a customer service call over a dispute with a cell phone company. Now, overall, the call took almost, I should say, a little more than 3 hours of out of a day to get things settled over what would seem to be a reasonably small amount of money. The credit that I was looking for from Rogers Telecom Company is $51.30. And of course, I was willing to be flexible about this because, of course, the $51.31 was, of course, after taxes and subject to another fee. So, willing to be flexible about it, but for the most part, I wanted the acknowledgement that a mistake was made and that Rogers, because of the mistake, should hold themselves financially accountable for especially a long-term account of almost over 20 years. We'll go that way. We've been customers with Rogers, and some acknowledgement should have been made that an unwarranted change to the account was made and cost extra money and should be reversed and a credit given. So, you heard the beginning of the call as I was trying to get Rogers to call back. So, let's move forward after Rogers has called back.
Hello?
Hello, this is the callback that you requested from Rogers. You are the next in line to be answered. When valued customer is on the line, press 1 to speak to a representative. If you need time to get valued customer on the line, press 2. To cancel this callback, press 9.
Hello? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I got a second call back. Okay.
So you have unlimited US long distance package of $15 that you're paying every month, but this month you're charging for Canada to US messages, right?
Yeah, the messaging has always been included.
Actually, it's the calling thing, so, but let me check about it.
Okay. It took a little bit of time to get the customer service person to answer the phone to understand what the problem was. She acknowledged that there was a problem, but it was a little bit to get her to understand what it was because of the mistake that was made is someone edited the services and removed a service from the account that was important to us, and we needed it to be put back, and we also needed to get the time period that the mistake for the time period the mistake was made to be refunded back to us. So this is where the $51.30 comes from.
So actually, it's for only long distance calling, but not the messaging. As you asked, when you added it, you asked for the unlimited US calling, so that's the reason they put you the plan of $15 per month. So, but it's not included any messaging, something like that.
It was before. If you go back not to last month, if you go back maybe 3 months or 4 months back, you will see that it was actually included. And it was included up until the time where we purchased a new phone. And when we purchased that phone from a kiosk in the mall, that it got changed.
So you are saying like when you're with Rogers, like 2 to 3 months back, they gave you like for $15, they gave you calling and plus texting, am I right?
Calling and messaging into the U.S. was included.
You're saying it's 2 months back, right?
Maybe 3 months back.
Actually, what happened was till the last month, you have a plan of international preferred text which costs you around $7 per month. If there is something a plan like that, then you are not gonna charge for all the messages you have sent to US or from US or something like that. But actually, in the last month, you just removed the service that is international preferred text. You removed the plan which cost you $7 a month. So that's the reason this month you charge you for the messages you have sent.
Okay, but I didn't remove it. Somebody else at that kiosk removed it. I didn't tell them to remove it. I make hundreds of text messages into the United States a month. You think I'm going to remove a $7 charge is going to cost me $50 some on the other end? That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yeah, actually, let me check for it because we can't remove it. If we have only customer concern, we can remove it, the package or something like that because you are the one who added it. Like you are the one who said to add it, so we can't remove it without your consent. Let me check.
Well, then how did the kiosk when I purchased the phone manage to remove it without my permission?
get the new phone, at that time they remove the charges.
Right. Because that's when it happened. Because if I go back to my July bill, I see that there is a package there, a package price for the text messaging.
Yeah, at last month also, which is like August, there will be a package which costs you $7 a month.
Right.
So that's the reason. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that some employee, I know that they may or may not be a direct employee of Rogers. I will concede that point, but because some of those kiosks I imagine are probably franchised and not actually Rogers employees. But when he got into the system, he removed the package. But I need that package to be there so that I can do my regular text messaging to family and clients in the United States without having to pay exorbitant fees.
Sorry for that. Let me check from my side. Let me add it.
Okay, so at the end of this next part that you're going to hear, I'm going to be placed on hold for a while, and it isn't going to be the first time that I was placed on hold or that I wind up having to call back. Um, as a matter of fact, in before we actually get to this call, I have been hung up on twice before I actually even got to the customer service person that I wound up did speaking to for at this point. So being placed on hold and hang-ups already had started to become a problem.
Actually, I tried to add that into the shop for that, which is $7 per month.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see here it is already a new file on your phone number 778389698. Let me check why it's why it's not reflected on your bill and why you're charged for that. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna talk with our international long distance people, and I will let you know. Just give me a minute, please.
Okay. Yep, still here.
Yeah, actually, I checked with our other department also. Everyone saying the same, like you need to visit the store if the store rep removed you, remove the service for you. Because we tried to add it, but it's not letting us to add. We tried in our different systems also, but it's not letting us to add. You need to visit the store, who removed you the international text messages service. So you go to that store and you need to add it back there. So you can ask him to other questions also, because he is the one who removed you the service.
So I had to go back to the kiosk and get them to add the service back.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's wow. Can I just speak with your supervisor about this?
Actually, I also talked with him because we tried a lot to add it in your in your account. At the same time, I tried to contact with our supervisor also. Everyone saying the same.
Yeah. I just need to hear it from him. Okay. It's not a slam against you. I understand you are trying your best, but please let me speak with the supervisor.
Okay, so I asked for something that was beyond the capabilities of this particular customer service rep, and thus I politely asked to speak with the supervisor because I've dealt with Rogers for over 20 years, and I know that whenever a mistake was made, that they always did their best to make things right, and that it was always a policy to ensure that customer was kept happy. And at this point, I am not exactly happy, and I just want things to be put on the right track again. So I'm placed on hold while I wait for a supervisor. And waiting for that supervisor, I waited for quite I would say almost an hour for the supervisor to come online, which they never did. I wound up hanging up and having to call back another time. Going back through the same process. Oh, we will give you a call back within an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, because they are busy. And understandable. They're one of the largest cell phone companies in Canada, and so they have a right to be busy because they're taking care of customers and doing what's best for in most cases what's best for their clients. So let's skip to the callback.
We're happy you called. There's a bit of a wait since all of our Rogers Live agents are busy at the moment, but someone will be with you as soon as possible. Please hold to keep your place in line.
What?
Skip the wait and visit rogers.com/support to chat with our virtual assistant Anna, who can help you find answers to your questions and solve some of the most common requests. In the event Anna isn't able to help, you will have the option to be transferred to a live chat specialist.
Now, just to keep everybody interested in not dragging the whole thing out too long, I have edited out a lot of the pauses, the holds, because that just would become boring and very difficult for you, our listening audience, to hear. So we have edited the conversation, and we've also taken out some of the areas where there would be personal information exchanged also. So we do want you to understand that this particular thing has been edited down to fit the parameters of a show, and also to keep privacy of the personal parts of the where personal information was involved out of this particular recording. So I do eventually wind up back on the phone with a live person again.
Yeah, sure. They put me on terminal hold. I think they're figuring I'll go away.
You are phone 811?
611. We, of course, warned them that all calls are recorded.
Okay, so what you just heard is my wife deciding that she's going to call on her end to see if she can get through to a supervisor to expedite fixing the problem, getting a credit, and getting these all the services put back in place the way they're supposed to. So, while she's trying to call on Rogers on her phone, I am still on hold on my phone, and at this point, it has been 53 minutes of hold.
I said, my husband is a broadcaster and he will be broadcasting this.
Well, I can hang up and get another person on the line to pay the bill.
Nope.
Say goodbye to data overages. Rogers
You know what I think we should do?
offer infinite data for a worry-free
Fix our fucking
experience.
plan.
Plus, get
Well, that's what they told me I had to do to begin with, and that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to go.
Visit Rogers.com/.
I shouldn't have to go to.
Or
So
customer
why don't we hang up
specialist
and
for
try
more
going
details.
again? Accounts. And see if they'll fix it. Just keep going.
Well, I was on a
I did number 4.
which one's yeah, I did payment arrangements because that's usually accounting.
Okay, so my wife and I, after I've been on hold for over an hour and 5 minutes, as you heard previously, that the one operator decided that what I really needed to do was to go back to the kiosk and demand the refund from the kiosk itself. But you've probably heard bits and pieces of me actually doing a broadcast at the time. It was the day after David Eby became premier of British Columbia. So I was working on the edits for that particular show to celebrate the fact that we had a new premier. And I just didn't have the time to jump in the car, drive to the mall, wait in line at the kiosk for somebody to try to answer my questions there, and it not probably be the same person that actually sold me the phone, that I could talk to that person in order to get the problem rectified that way. I probably wind up speaking with somebody else that I would have to explain the whole problem all over again as to what happened and how I wanted the thing to be fixed. It wasn't unreasonable to ask for $51.30. So I continued to hold at this point on the phone, waiting for a supervisor to get back to me.
I see you are calling
I don't
from
give a shit how you do it.
389-6948. For the account number ending in 2813 with cell phone, press 1. For a different account, press 2. Please give me a moment to look up your account. For billing and payment inquiries, press 1. For technical support, press 2. For account balance, last bill, and payment info. 1 moment, please. Your current balance is $483.98, which includes a past due balance of $483.98. To make your payment arrangement, you will need the amount. Let me put you through to one of our customer solution specialists for more help. Your call, including any time spent on hold, will be recorded. For quality assurance,
We're up to call number
and
3 this
identification.
morning about this.
Thank you for calling Rogers. All of our representatives are assisting other callers. Rather than wait on hold, we can call you back when your call is next to be answered. Between 47 minutes and 1 hour and 11 minutes from now, you will not lose your place in line if you choose to use this service. To To receive a callback, press 1. To remain on hold, press 3.
As you just heard, I hung up and I tried calling back again, and I opted for another callback. It would be the up to the third call, as you just heard, that I've been trying to get through to somebody and get the problem fixed. So I had to wait another, I would say 40 minutes for somebody to call me back, and I got another live person.
Hello? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
I can barely hear you.
I will try to speak louder. How can I help you?
Hi. I've been trying to get an issue fixed with my bill where I was charged for text messages from Canada into the United States because when I bought my latest phone, somebody at the kiosk decided to knock off my $7 fee for unlimited text messaging from Canada to the United States. And I've been put on hold, I've been hung up on, and I'm actually at the point now that I am tweeting about the horrible customer service that I'm getting from Rogers. My broadcast partners are actually picking up the story, and I'm recording this call for broadcast purposes, trying to get. I just want this fixed so that I don't have to pay for my text messages. I do several hundred a month into the United States, and I want the $7 fee thing put back so that I don't have to pay another $51 charge for excess text messages.
Okay. For what? Can I get your name, sir?
My name is Michael. Last name Rubin.
Thank you, Michael. And what number you're referring to add the text message to US?
It was on 778-389-6948, and it should also have. It should appear on all three numbers.
Okay, let me just take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, after 2 hours and 13 minutes into this process, I'm back on the line again with a live person, and I have to re-explain the whole thing all over again because there were no notes put onto the account to tell people what I've been calling about. So re-explain everything over again, and you just heard that she's going to look into it and see what is going on with the account. So
But I can see that you already have $7 international preferred rate plus tax plan for $7.
Okay. Did they credit the $51 back then? $51.30.
And when you had a conversation last week?
Mm-hmm. I did have a conversation with somebody last week, yes.
Okay.
It still hasn't been credited.
okay, so a different line of information comes up that somebody has actually fixed the account so that the text messaging into the United States from Canada would no longer be charged to me, and I would have a flat fee. This is awesome news. I am actually ecstatic about this because it means that I don't have to pay large bills to communicate with people from Canada to the United States. Very meaningful information. But they didn't credit the text messages that I should not have had to pay for. So the conversation moves forward. But with somebody who is seemingly, honestly trying to help, which makes all the difference in the world.
As for the last conversation, I can see that they advised you to go to the store. What was the reason?
Well, they said to go to the store and they'll be able to from the store be able to put things back the way they were supposed to be to begin with. All I wanted when I bought the phone, all I wanted them to do was just add because I had obviously got to pay for the phone, right? It's like, you know, so I just wanted them to add the phone, and somebody there changed a bunch of stuff around on the account rather than just simply adding the phone.
Okay, you have to allow me a few more minutes because I do not have authority to take care of these credits. I do need some help from my team. That's what I'm going to do it right now. You will stay on the line with me, and I'm going to send them the message. Okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
So back on hold we go, and with the hope and the prayer that we actually do get somewhere and someone is able to offer the credit that we've been asking for all along.
I have a question, Michael.
Yes.
So the preferred rate, $7 thing, was added on 28th of October, right?
I don't have that on any of my billing. So as far as the last bill is concerned, it wasn't on there. You're saying you see it now. You're saying you see it now. So I'm believing you that you say you see it. So
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, so you are saying that you used to have this, like, this add-on, but for some reason it was removed automatically,
If
and that's the
you
reason you charged?
yeah, because we had it before in. If you go back to the July bill, you'll see that it's there. That in the $15 long distance and the $7 international preferred text, right? And then it disappears in the bill that I have sitting in front of me that is due today.
It was in the July month, no?
Yeah, it was there in July, and I got a new phone somewhere between that billing and because simply put, the phone I had, it wouldn't charge up anymore. It just wouldn't work as a phone anymore, so I had to go get a new one, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to the kiosk to get it rather than ordering it straight through you guys. So because I needed it was an immediate need, right?
Yeah.
So somewhere in that process where he was just supposed to add the phone costs to it, he played around with other stuff.
Yeah, so even though I'm making
Because we
they're saying these charges are valid because for some reasons, like we are not the one who removed this one. If you change the account and for that, not the account, sorry, if you change the phone and it got removed from the account, so that's the reason it was billed for these charges.
okay.
And now we have added the add-on on 28th of October. So, moving forward, you won't be charged for it if the add-on will be on the account. As I can see, it was added on October 28th. So after that, you won't be charged for any long distance, long distance text messages
Okay,
to you.
that's cool. But so what are you saying about this particular bill?
Yeah, and I don't have authority to waive it. It has to stay on the account.
Hmm. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
hold on, please, for a second.
Okay, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to another topic then. And so we've also been we've been staring at the bill for all this time, trying to get this thing fixed. We're realizing that we don't need as much data as we're buying. We still would like to keep the unlimited data package, but can we? Is there a cheaper version of it? Because I think we have more data.
So if you don't mind, can you just repeat this one? I didn't get it.
Okay, so we've been paying for more. We're actually paying for more data than what we're using. Can we lower that to a smaller package for the data?
Okay, let me see. I can see that both of the lines are on the contract, and during the contract you cannot upgrade the plan. Otherwise, you will be billed for the device balance. So during the contract, we cannot downgrade it.
Okay, you can't downgrade it during the contract. Okay. All right. And you can't remove the $51.30 either.
Okay, let me just check that one more thing here.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for your patience and time. So there is a good news. They have successfully agreed to waive the charges, $51.
Okay.
But you just need to bear with me for a few more minutes, please. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have success. Rogers concedes, and they decide to give me back the $51.30 that I asked for, less taxes and fees. So the bill was credited. I paid the bill subsequently, and all is well again. But it's not really well. The whole point to actually podcasting about this particular call is because of how I was treated as a customer. As customers, we don't have to simply accept the corporate bullying. We can actually demand that we get service and that we are allowed to negotiate to get the bill to be more satisfactory. It's like, yes, in this particular case, I had to give up a couple dollars in fees in order to get a credit. We shouldn't have to fight as consumers so hard with the corporate structure. We shouldn't have to push back so hard. That the corporations should be more than willing to be a little more heartfelt and a little more warm and welcoming to the customers that actually feed into their system. We put the money into that system, and we're the customers. We should be treated better. That's the whole point of this, is that we need to demand from the corporations that we get better treatment. We don't have to simply accept what they're handing to us. We don't simply have to go and buy the latest and greatest of everything. The latest and greatest isn't always just simply so great. It's just different. If we have something that works, we use the thing that works. We should be allowed to get things fixed at this point, instead of just throwing things away. We're looking at a planet that by the way of human beings and corporate greed and commercialism, that we're choking off our own lives. We don't have to buy as much, and we don't have to just simply accept what the corporations are feeding to us, and that we can question it, we can push back, and we can demand better, because we are people. We are human beings. So, I thank everybody for listening today. You've been listening to Depictions Media Radio. I am your host, Michael Clogs, and I ask you this time that you look for that subscribe button and click it. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, there is a subscribe button. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or any other of the hundreds of platforms that there are out there to listen to my podcast, my company, Depictions Media. So find that subscribe button, click on it, and I thank you for tuning in. This show has been produced by Depictions Media. Please contact us at depictions.media for more information.